What is data? Yes, definitely it is the heart of any organization. But how do we pump the heart? The idea is to make sense of the data you have, to analyze it, and share better decision prospects in the near future. And how are you going to do it? It is with the concept of analytics. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Analytics Inside podcast. This is Priya Dialani, your host and senior editor with Analytics Inside. Well, if not analyzed data is going to get wasted, whereas if analyzed properly, data can help us in finding information that is powerful to bring in a change in the patterns of how business is already working or going. Now, just imagine a source of unleashed information exists and you haven't dived in yet to get the grip of it. Your business can take a competitive advantage of it and do wonders with the data. Now, this is going to extract insights that will allow an advantage to your business or any organization in the economy. So, today we are trying to know more about how companies are providing cutting edge analytic services and platforms. So, with us, we have Sumit Mehra, co founder and chief technology officer of Tredence, a top AI engineering and analytics services company. Hi, Sumit, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Priya. Good to talk to you, and thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. While I know about Tredence, but I think I'm not sure if our listeners know much about Tredence. So can you brief us about the genesis of Tredence, its specialization, and how do you differ in the crowded AI and analytics space?
Sure, absolutely. Tredence is a data science consulting company. We are based out of San Jose, California, but we have offices across the globe. With our primary delivery center in Bangalore, India. Having said that, we're expanding in India as well into Delhi and Chennai as well. What we specialize in is actually helping our clients do what you just said in the at the starting point, right? Data, right? Getting insights, getting actionable insights from their own data, uh, so they can make better decisions with for their business applications. Uh, it's one of the most important functions that is emerging in many of our customers, and we are really glad to have been part of the journey. And actually, our journey started with actually helping our clients get onto the being able to leverage this data. The way we differ is what we call as last mile adoption of analytics. So lot of companies are helping customers or clients with deriving insights out of the data. So you can find insights, but the challenge is those insights remain in PowerPoint decks shared with executives of top C-level executives of our clients and customers, but never gets into the hands of people who will make a difference, who will use those insights, who will adopt those insights and make business changes at the ground level, right? The supply chain officer, right, who has to decide which freight truck should he or she be sending the product to their customers. So our goal is to not just create insights, derive insights, but embed this into our customers' applications such that the end users are able to get the value out of AI, and it just doesn't stay in as beautiful insights in a deck. So that's how we differentiate. We build custom solutions, embed AI into customers' applications, so the end users can adopt the AI's insights, if that makes sense.
Thank you so much for telling briefly about Tridents and how you're different and what specialization you're dealing into. Now, data and information are increasing rapidly, and the growth of the information is so high that the information available to us in the near future is going to be unpredictable, because if we see, data is generated through hundreds of users, businesses and industries on a whole. Now, if you try to amalgamate on this data, not the big data or the data that you have gathered from your business, but if it's wasted, what you will be losing on. So, how should we cope up with such influx of data? Now we believe that you have done some investments lately in the Tredence space. So can you tell us more about the recent investments Tredence has taken, and how do you intend to use that to scale your business, innovation, and people?
No, absolutely. I think first of all, let me touch on what you just said, right? So, you know, all big corporations, even small corporations, are generating data, and a lot of data, and at an accelerated speed, in a way that, uh, you know, what you just said, a lot of data just gets wasted. Uh, there is a number I remember somewhere that less than 1% of the data, actually even less than that, is actually used for any sort of insight generation in the most, advanced corporations, right? So, to give you that perspective, a whole lot of data just gets wasted. And while this is getting wasted, a lot of this data is being generated, and this data itself changes over a period of time. So, uh, to give you an example, and I'll come back to what your question is about, what investments we're making. Let me give you the context of why what problem we're solving. So even, let's say a client actually created a AI program, or a machine learning program, to get insights from a specific function where the data is getting generated. Over a period of time, the data, what we call as drifts, which means, data pattern that was valid 2 years ago may not be valid now. A customer who we targeted as a rich customer 2 years ago may not be a rich customer today, or vice versa. A poor customer may actually now become a rich customer, right? So your data has drifted in itself over a period of time, and the insights you will get out of the drifted data is going to be faulty. So what Credence has done is investing in heavily in MLOps, where we're developing a product called MLWorks, machine learning works, which identifies the data drift and helps you either fix it or understand the faulty insights to fix the insights that you should be deriving out of it. So it's really really important in the new data explosion world that your current applications which are built on data provide you the right insights, and the answer to that is what we're building as MLWorks. We've put a ton of investment in that. We have a very large team working on MLWorks itself. Our goal is to embed MLWorks with our clients' applications, and build a custom solution on top of that, so our clients can identify data drift and fix it before digesting the insights from legacy applications and legacy AI programs. So that's one of the key investments that we are currently making, and we see a lot of great response from our customers. uh, the conversations are very rich. We are learning from our customers how to adopt this, how to make changes to this product, so it suits exactly the kind of problems we're solving. So we are basically working with a couple of clients in embedding MLWorks into their applications, and we're learning as we go, as we invest into this tool.
Well, this definitely sounds quite exciting, and I'm glad to know that you've been embarking on MLOps, because I think that's the need of the hour. Because though this technology seems to be new to a lot of users, but I guess it's pinpointing and trying to solve some crucial problems when it comes to model deployment and managing the entire life cycle of AI and ML models. Yeah, so I think Tredence has been stealing a lot of limelight over the media with this new investment that you have been planning, and I guess with new fresh investments and global partnerships and rapid hiring, Tredence is embarking on a new journey. So we would want to know from you, as a chief technology officer who is a key decision maker in terms of technological developments, how excited are you about this new 2.0 journey?
Oh, I'm thrilled, and I'm super excited. I wake up every day very early in the morning. Now I'm actually not a morning person, but I'm, with the platforms that we're building, then the kind of conversation that is happening, I'm super excited. and I do wake up every morning very charged up about what the problems we are solving, specifically in the MLOps area, specifically the MLWorks area, as you pointed out. This is a key initiative from us. Look, I think we've been in business for 8 years. We've seen our clients evolve, the platforms evolve, the questions evolve, the problems they're facing evolve, right? 8 years ago, when we started 2013, bulk of our customers were actually still what we call as on-prem, right? And now, if you're not on cloud, you're definitely making a move towards cloud or certainly thinking about it. I'm talking every single corporation in the world, right? If you will. And hence, and that is generating a lot of these, and they're leveraging all these MLOps, ML applications provided by the cloud providers, which is now generating this new problem, right, of how to enable your ML developers, machine learning developers, to be able to develop, deploy, manage, and continue to kind of enhance, right, their ML applications. So yes, the and I've seen this over last 8 years, the way the need towards MLOps, the way it has accelerated to an extent that 30% of my conversations now are with our customers all about ML and MLOps. It's the need of the hour. We are very, very excited about catching the wave early. We feel that MLWorks actually is a great product which will solve the key problem of data drift and application drift today. So yes, I could not be more excited. I think this is the right thing to do, and I encourage a lot of ML developers to check out all the ML developers across the world to check out MLWorks platform and see if this actually provides them the right platform to be able to manage their ML programs. And by the way, feedback is always welcome. So please, whoever is listening, go check out MLWorks platform for Tredence, and please share your feedback so we can enhance on it.
So, listeners, you have heard it right. Check out this new platform because it seems quite interesting and quite promising. With already other company having an exceptional experience and expertise in analytics and data management. Now, before talking and starting this conversation, Sumit, we were generally talking about the COVID pandemic and the second wave in India and its implications. But the pandemic has changed the context we all operate in, and it's turning the spotlight on some critical challenges for data as well. Now, businesses mustn't assume their pre-pandemic data is still valid. They now have to consider everything they know about their customers, employees, partners through the lens of these new circumstances. So we have vast amounts of data, but I would argue that without context, we can't have meaningful, coherent, and consistent knowledge. So I believe the pandemic has pushed several enterprise clients to reimagine their data strategy as well. So, what are some of the AI and ML problems that you are solving for your customers?
That's a very, very good point, Priya. I think pandemic has in a lot of ways accelerated the need, for to adopt the AI/ML platforms. And frankly, to your point, things have changed. I'll give you an example, right? I mean, we all know that corporations actually have to predict, right, their demand. And there are various ways of predicting your demand, but most of them, ultimately at the end of the day, what people, customers look at is what was my historical demand, and how should I predict what would be my future demand based on historical demand, and based on that I will develop my products, whether it's a consumer good product or whether it's whatever, right, a different retail product, if you will. You create your supply based on historical demand, let's put it that way, right? The demand patterns have completely gone for toss for a lot of customers, and that includes our retail customers, that includes our consumer goods customers. So whatever predictive models they had created on the historical demand data, unfortunately, is changing, and hence you have to adapt to those things very, very quickly. to be able to predict the future demand. You're seeing it, right? I mean, uh, grocery stores or retail stores are running out of product on the shelves. Some of them, like, literally just running away. I mean, I don't know if you follow US. The typical case is toilet paper, right? During pandemic, it just ran out, and nobody predicted it. And now, what should be my supply? What should be my supply strategy? How do I know what will happen in the next couple of months? How do I predict my inventory and production pipelines? Right? These are problems that were not there at to the level that they are now, based on pandemic. Also, you've seen that the customers, the consumer behavior has changed. So instead of, we are now all forced to stay indoors, which means a lot of us don't have the luxury of, and not luxury, not even want to go to stores to do bunch of shopping. My wife is now hooked onto Amazon and Walmart.com, right? So, and that's not a good thing, I must say. But regardless, what I'm saying here is that the consumer behavior has accelerated towards online shopping, and that itself has changed the nature of how retailers should react to it. That is another problem that you have to solve, using AI/ML, that has been caused through pandemic. So again, variety of new AI/ML, uh, possibilities have come up, primarily because of pandemic. And if I can just give you one last example, so I talked about supply chain disruption. I talked about, consumer behavior disruption, which changes how do you acquire customers, how do you retain customers online, right? A lot of retailers are now forced to think about how do they change, what do think about, how do they think about customers. But final example would be healthcare. That's a massive change in itself. Already there was a trend that hospitals were dying away, right? People were moving more and more towards telehealth. You were getting, you don't want to go to hospitals, you don't want to I mean, you don't, not like you don't want to, but people were taking advantage of telehealth and actually just meeting doctors online. Now it has forced an acceleration even in that phenomena, such that hospitals now have to rethink how to handle disruption. So while they are having their hands full because of pandemic today, there is an influx of patients coming to hospitals because of, COVID. But the fundamental behavior is changing. You don't want to go meet a doctor if you have a elbow issue or a small issue, right? You might as well just take a telehealth call, and that will impact the revenues and the supply that hospitals need to be prepared for. Healthcare itself industry is changing, so there are, every single industry is impacted. I am keenly aware of health, of retail, consumer goods, and healthcare, because that's the verticals that we focus a lot on. And clearly pandemic has disrupted a bunch of business models. I gave you three of them. There are many, many, many out there. Travel, I mean, I didn't even talk about that, but I think it's an obvious one.
I guess it was a quite insightful answer, Sumit. And yes, definitely we don't know what is going to happen next. So it's very important to be adaptable. And yes, technology to some extent can definitely help us, organizations as well, to be adaptable and flexible and make sure that we turn around our strategies accordingly. Now since you said, machine learning, and you're helping machine learning developers to speed up their game of making models and making sure the solutions are cutting edge. So I believe ML can be a game changer for a business, but without some form of systemization, it can devolve into a maybe science experiment. So the real challenge isn't building an ML model, but the challenge is building an integrated ML system and to continuously operate it in production. So like you say, let's just make way for MLOps. So it is a practice for collaboration and communication between data scientists and operations professionals to help manage the production ML lifecycle. It is an ML engineering culture and practice that aims at unifying ML system development and ML system operation. So, since we have already spoken about your new investment in terms of MLOps, we would want to know what are your views about the current MLOps landscape.
Sure. See, I think as you pointed out in your question, it's ML MLOps or ML, if you will, is a spectrum, right? Of challenges that the developers face and the opportunities that the platforms have to help the customer, to help these developers, right? For example, I mean, look, if I'm an ML developer, right? I It's all starts from starting to develop an ML program, right? Uh, in old days, you could write a free form ML program, if you will, right? Without a consideration that downstream some automated program will be able to handle and help you out with the MLOps, with the MLOps issues, if you will. Uh, but now it's important as a developer that you follow standards and templates as you develop your ML program, so you can actually do a better job of managing of maintaining your ML programs and ML data downstream. Let me kind of broaden this discussion. So I see MLOps landscape as in the whole spectrum as ML development, ML deployment on the cloud, ML management, which includes enhancing or fixing your ML programs, and then frankly managing the data drift, right? That comes along with that, right? If you will. Uh, it's a very vast spectrum. There are many applications and many companies which are innovating in this area. Some of them we partner with. Actually, we actually have very proud partners with Databricks and Iguazio. These are two very enhanced platforms that help developers, all the way from developing your platforms, your programs, to managing the changes in the ML applications, if you will. So yeah, I mean, it's a very exciting new space. A lot of new vendors are coming in every day. I think the space is still ripe for disruption or for some leader to take charge. I feel very good about Databricks as a partner. They're wonderful partners for us. They have done a fantastic job. They're actually speeding up. There are other platforms such as Data Robot, which are actually also very advanced. But I do feel we Tredence have created a niche, solving a niche problem with MLWorks, which is mostly towards data drift and ML drift downstream. So it's a broad spectrum, many players, a lot of great players, a lot of great innovation, including Microsoft and Google and Amazon themselves, kind of bringing their own tools, if you will. I like Databricks, I like Iguazio, and I do feel that MLWorks itself is a great tool, solving part of the problem. So that's the current MLOps landscape, the way I see it.
Well, definitely, I believe it's a new start for Tridents in terms of MLWorks, and I'm sure it's gonna do great in the market out there, and your clients would also love taking and adopting the platform for their future benefit as well. Um, so now MLOps, in short, brings a business interest back to the forefront of the ML operations. Data scientists work with business interests and goals in minds, with clear direction and measurable benchmarks. Though a pretty new field and technology, there are companies that are providing MLOps platform, like just you mentioned few, and now even Trident's entering this space. So with so many startups engaging in designing and commercializing MLOps, what sets you apart? What sets Tridents apart? And what ML management problems are you solving through this new platform MLWorks for your customers?
Absolutely. See, I mean, let me differentiate between Tredence and other ML ops providers, right? We are a solutions provider. We are building a platform to help create custom solutions for our customers. We're not necessarily in the race to build a platform for the sake of it, right? So our goal is to solve customer problems using MLWorks. Let me give you a couple of examples of the kind of problems we are solving. So we're working with a very large consumer goods company based out of the United States. Um, One of the key problem areas in, and this is across consumer goods industry, one of the biggest uh, function is trade promotions. To give you an idea, I think about 10 to 15% of your revenue. So if you're making $1 billion, you're spending $150 million on trade. That's the level of investment that is required for a consumer goods company to actually, typically the kind of investment they make in trade promotions, and they depend very, very heavily on data to to judge, to understand how effective their past promotions have been, to predict consumer behavior for future, and design promotions, their trade promotions for the future, right? uh, we just partnered with this large, very large consumer goods conglomerate, helping their trade team understand the drift in the data and manage the drift in the data, and help generate accurate predictions of the performance of promotions across various geographies. So that's one of the, so the reason I'm explaining this to you is, it's not about necessarily building a platform for the sake of it. It's about solving business problems like trade promotions for consumer goods, like consumer behavior for retail. These are the problems we are solving using MLWorks, and we're just getting started. I mean, there are lots and lots of customers having lots and lots of different discussions about their needs in different areas, but we are building our expertise in consumer goods on trade and consumer behavior in retail, and these are problems that we're very, very excited about solving. These are big problems, they have a very huge impact on our customers' bottom line, and we're excited to kind of get in quickly and help them with the existing platforms, existing solutions, embedding this MLWorks platform into their current solutions.
Yeah, this definitely sounds quite exciting and interesting as well, and I hope that more and more customers tap onto this new innovation at Tredence and try to make a difference and survive in this ever evolving competitive business as a landscape. Um, so we were talking about COVID and its impact on business operations and how data technology is helping us to move beyond that. So in this topsy-turvy year of COVID-19, companies have shifted to a more defensive posture, I believe. So more companies that were focusing on surviving the pandemic, data science dropped in as a priority for them. But when we talk about data science, it's not always doom and gloom, as the recovery from the economic lockdown gained steam the last summer with the demand rising again. So we believe that Trident is already doing a fantastic job in the space of technology. However, we would also want to know if there's some real value additions that you have been doing, and like in terms of real value addition, what I mean is in terms of offering growth and career opportunities to aspiring data scientists. And we have been getting a lot of requests to put across this question as well. So, are there some exciting career opportunities with Tredence for aspiring data scientists?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, uh, we can't hire enough. I mean, and this is not just us; it's probably the whole industry landscape today. But here is the thing, guys. First of all, thanks for this question. I look forward to uh, having a new crop of data scientists join our team soon. They are going to join us in June. But to your question, look, Credence is, in my opinion, an established brand, specifically in India and in Bangalore geography. People know Credence and what we do, and the kind of custom solutions that we build for our clients. I personally feel that this is a fantastic place for aspiring data scientists to join, to build their careers, to learn. We are a highly innovative company. We uh, we go by 5 of our values, and those values include are basically, be constantly curious. So keep learning and keep learning and keep doing. Be curious about new technologies. Pursue excellence. Don't stop at uh, whatever you're doing, whatever is today is not good enough. Try to get better and better and better. uh, think impact, whatever you're doing today, you need to know that that is actually impacting people's lives and our customers revenues. Do the right thing. We are a highly value oriented company. We believe that people should uh, do the right thing for themselves, for the customers. Be principled, if you will, and finally be entrepreneurial. Take a risk, and it's perfectly okay if you fail. That's the spirit of Tredence. So if this excites you, my friends, take a chance with Tredence. Tredence is a highly innovative company. It offers great learning opportunities across the globe. Specifically in the areas of AI and ML, we are doing a lot of innovation. We're partnering with the top, platforms of the world, including Microsoft, Google, and Snowflake and Databricks. So I personally feel it's a fantastic place to start your career or build on to whatever you have learned. A lot of our employees have great camaraderie amongst themselves. So we find Tredence a very fun learning place. So I hope people who are listening will think about Tredence as an opportunity for their careers. And I do feel um, that this is a great place to build your career and learn new skills. So yeah, I'm excited. Please reach out to me if you would like. Sumit.mehra@tredence.com if you're interested in actually working for Tredence, and of course, or apply for careers@tredence.com if you're interested in actually helping us out in building custom solutions or in building MLWorks platform. We'll love to hear from you.
So, listeners, you have it right there. You have the mail ID. You can hit onto the website and apply on their job openings. I'm sure this is going to be very promising because you get a chance to work from scratch and build something that can make a difference, and a cutting edge technology that can help everyone. Make a stand in the market positioning as well. So Sumit, one last question, and that would be just to know what are your perspectives when we're talking about data, MLOps, machine learning. So how do you see the future, or what are your future views on these technologies or prospects that you would be seeing?
So, you know, um, that's a dangerous game, predicting where the data and data, technologies will evolve. But I'll tell you what. But the reason I say that is 8 years ago, it would have been hard to predict the adoption of cloud the way it is right now. Some people saw it, but not to the extent that it is there right now. So it is changing and changing at an accelerated pace. One thing is a given: cloud is a new Windows. Every one of us will be working on cloud very, very soon, if we are not already, right? I mean, our emails are on cloud, our computers on cloud. So that is a reality. Not just that, of course, our applications are on cloud, right? 'Cause our corporations are moving all their data and applications on the cloud as well. So I can see a whole lot of innovation uh, coming out in helping corporates move to the cloud and adopt cloud. That's absolutely a given. And there is already a whole lot of great established tools like Snowflake and Databricks who have done a fantastic job of actually helping the clients move their data right to the cloud and leverage the power of their data into the cloud. I do foresee in future applications built on top of these applications which are solving custom problems. Snowflake is building a major data repository across their customers, and a lot of this is actually free for you to be able to leverage and build. I'm not talking customers data, but there's a whole lot of other data repositories that are coming up, free repositories. uh, I see a lot of people leveraging these platforms and building custom solutions for specific problems in a vertical. I see a lot of innovation there. I do see a lot of innovation still pending in MLOps. That's a majorly exploding area and an opportunity where we're still discovering the extent of the problem. We're still discovering, understanding the nature of the problem, and innovation will continue there. So I do see that cloud skills, MLOps skills, custom solution skills are going to become critical as we go forward. And everyone should just dive into these skills to enhance their career opportunities in future.
Definitely, I think we should consider the future to be bright in terms of technological developments. And just like you said, the pandemic has accelerated a lot of things. And one thing that I would say that it has forced organizations to look at their data strategy in a more vertical and critical way, from the vision right down to the technology and infrastructure. So it's vital to have inputs from different parts of the business to stop you missing key elements that will help your data strategy drive proper change. Again, machine learning is very powerful. It's a process that generalizes from data examples. It provides the ability to understand or value something or someone quite new to you. But ML itself is a means to an end. It's what you do with that understanding value, the business value. That will make the difference. So if it fits into a business strategy, you should definitely use MLOps to achieve this. And again, just to end, if you're an aspiring data scientist and looking forward to work on some real world use cases, you know where you have to go. So hit the Tredence website and apply. Trust me, they have a huge number of openings and you wouldn't want to miss. Thank you so much, Sumit. It was a pleasure having you with us, and I believe it was quite insightful and letting our listeners know about Tredence and your contributions towards the industry as well.
Priya, thanks for having me, and it was great talking to you. Thanks a lot. I appreciate
Thank you
your
so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, listeners, watch this space for more podcasts. Also, we are on Spotify and Google Podcasts. Go ahead and check them out. Thank you so much.